Namaste and welcome to our Swayam Prabha channel course on Management and Library Information Center. I'm the course coordinator, Professor Arun Kumar Chakraborty, head the department, Library and Information Science and developers IGNOU. I'll be going through these existing things and actually I'll be the SMEs of subject matter experts on this topic. This topic is that course title is Management of Library Information Center under the discipline of Masters of Library and Information Science. This is under Module 1, Management Perspectives. We will discuss on Management on Unit 8, Managing Quality, that is Total Quality Management. So this one, you will be going through the total quality management of this one. Why you should undergo this course? What will be the learner's outcome? By the end of this unit, managing quality, total management quality, quality management TQM, learners will understand the importance of the TQM and its application in libraries and information center. The outcome of TQM on LIC's performance is quite significant. By implementing TQM, libraries can improve their services, increase user satisfactions, and enhance their overall performance. Some of the key outcomes of TQM libraries include improved service quality. TQM helps libraries to identify and meet the needs of the users, leading to improved service quality. The increased user satisfaction by improving in the users in the planning and decision-making process. Libraries can increase the user satisfactions and loyalty, the better of enhanced performance. TQM helps libraries to set clear goals and objectives, measures performance, and identify at least improvement. Better resource allocation. TQM enables libraries to allocate resources of more effectively and prioritizing tasks and optimizing workflow. So, continuous improvement of TQM fosters a culture of conscious improvement, encouraging libraries to regularly assess, improve of their services and processes. Overall, implementation of TQM in libraries can lead to significant improvement in service quality, user satisfaction, and overall performance. Now, I'll go to the table of contents. Introduction, definition of quality, evaluation of quality, quality in LIS, quality in library information science, principles of benchmarking, types of benchmarking, 8 principles of TQM, elements of TQM, types of quality, 5 components of quality services, quality functions, deployment, house of quality, and then reliability, 5 ways, the Juran trilogy of zero deficit, re-engineering, 6 stigma principles, the Gucci methods, summary, self-assessment, questions, and other readings. So, TQM is a term first used to describe a management approach to quantify improvement. Since then, the TQM has taken on many meanings, but as its course, it describes the management approach to long-term success through customer satisfaction. Learners will also get acquainted with the TQM with most of the concept, principles, and methodologies subsumed under the term quality management. More modern applications of its principles and processes can be found in concepts like quality management systems, quality standards such as ISO 9000 series and quality awards, organization national quality awards, etc., demeaning prizes, Malcolm Bridges, etc. What is the total quality management? According to the definitive text, total quality management is a total quality, a user's guide for the implementation. TQM is a management techniques based on the ideas that all employees continuously improve their ability to provide on demand and products and services that customers will find the particular value. The concept of TQM can be found right in the names. The word total implies that all employees in the organization, from development to the production of fulfillment, are obligated to improve the operations. And management insinuates that methodology should be a focused effort. The leadership should provide funding, training, staffing, and clearly defined goals to actively manage product and services quality of an ongoing business. The definition of quality TQM refers to the management methods used in enhanced quality and productivity to business organization. TQM is a comprehensive management approach that works horizontally across an organization, involving all departments and employees, and existing backward and forward include both resources and users in alliance. TQM refers to the management methods used to enhance the quality and productivity in any organization. Quality refers to the certain standards and the ways and means by which those standards are achieved, maintained, and improved. Quality is not just confined to the products and services. It is a homogeneous element of any aspect of doing things with high degree of perfection. For example, business success depends on the quality decision making. So, what Joseph Juran defined the quality fitness for use, fitness to be defined by the customer. ISO 8402 1986 defined as quality is the total characteristics of an entity that bear on its ability to satisfy stated and implied needs. So, evolution of the quality, if we until time, the until 1960s and events prior to the 20th century, quality is an demands overcome potential production and era of workmanship. And Faye Taylor, he says in 1900s, the scientific approach to management resulting in rationalization of work and its breakdown leads to greater need for standardization, inspections, and supervision. Stewart, in 1930s, statistical beginning and study quality control in parallel studies by R.A. Fisher on experimental design, the beginning of control, charts, and Western electronic USA. The late 1930s, and the quality standards and appropriates that approaches to the introductions are introduced in the frames on France and Japan, and beginning of SQC, reliable and maintenance engineering. Seminal work by the Deming and the Mystery of War in USA, and quality control and sampling work in groups stated by Juran and Dodge on SQC in US Army, and concepts of acceptance of sampling devised. So these are the history, and then until 1944 that goes, and the Deming are carried out seminar research on the acceptance of sampling. 1945 founding the Japan Standards Association. 1946 founding the SQ. 1950 visit of Deming in Japan, an invitation to K. Sikwa. And 1951 quality assurance increasingly accepted. 1954 total quality control in Japan, book published in 1956. 1957 founding European Organization for the Control of Quality. And after 1960s, 1961, the Martin Company in USA introduces the zero defects approach while developing and producing perishing missiles Quality motivations is the starting in the US and integrated program began. 1962, quality critics are started in Japan. Quality in allies. Quality is at everyone's lips these days because it can make the difference between the success and failure in a very competitive world. Today, quality means more than product reliability. Libraries are service organization. Their worth is measured in terms of quality services and not in terms of unified, not in terms of units produced on rupees earned. Main objective of the today's libraries is to provide quality services to users. So that is efficiency, effectiveness, and economy are very important to each library. Now we should discuss on the principles of benchmarking. Benchmarking process consists of one of the following three elements on components: analysis, breakdown, issue into components, comparison, contempt by contempt, and comparison to find gaps and differences. Component by component, if we do not buy the component comparison, then cannot be find out the gaps and differences. Then synthesis, recombination of components with ideas stimulated from the differences. So now what kind of types of benchmarking? Since the benchmarking is essential learning from the comparisons with others, it is categorized in different types of depending upon the other objects being compared to the units with which comparison is made. Based on the objects, benchmark has classified four categories: product benchmarking, strategic benchmarking, process benchmarking, performance benchmarking. So, methodology of benchmarking based on the categorization of against whom one of the benchmarking is methodology could again be categorized into five following tabs. Internal benchmarking, because we have to internally do it. Comparison between the departments, plants, subsidiaries, and within the country or among other countries collaboration. Because until unless we make internal benchmarking, we will not be able to understand. Industry benchmarking, we have to find a comparison comparison organization. We have to see the other libraries how they are doing it. So the other world libraries are doing it. So the industry benchmarking, the comparison of P3, competitive benchmarking, enforcement against the direct competitors. So these kind of benchmarking, the principles of benchmarking, strength to complete once developed may not last long, as competitors will soon develop such strengths with them. There is thus a need for continuous augmentation of such strengths by such magnitude that will be significantly more than the competitor's achievement. This is the purpose for which Western management have today recognized the need for an approach called benchmarking, which has been found to be very effective, structured method to develop continuously the requisite strengths to complete, argues the author. And then the 8 principles of quality management. So you should go that as the with most management methods and techniques, implementation and success will vary from one company to another. While there is not a single agreed upon approach, most common TQM definition include the following 8 principles. Customer focus. The first of the total quality management puts the focus back on the people buying of your product or services. Like in our LIS, where the total quality management focus on the users, whether the users is taking our services or products or not. That is the most important. See how it's all related to the LIS. We could see that. Then total employee commitment. If the library staffs and total employees are not committed, they will not achieve the results. So you can't increase productivity, processes or services. We cannot increase without the total commitment of all employees. They need to be understand the vision and goals that have been communicated. They must be sufficiently trained. and given the proper resources to complete the task in order to be committed to reaching the goals on a time. Process approach, then adhering to the process is critical in quality management. Process ensures that the proper steps are taken at the right time to ensure the consistency and speed up the production. So, the last fourth principle is that integrated systems. We have to have an integrated system, means typically analyze as many different departments with their own scientific, own specific functions and purposes. These departments and functions should be interconnected with the horizontal process that should be focused on TQM, just like cataloging, classification, shelving, everything, circulation, all should be interlinked. Otherwise, that should be a chaos. But sometimes these departments and functions operate in isolated silos. You should not work on the isolated silos. Then fifth one is that strategic and systematic approach. The International Organization for Standard describes the principle as identifying, understanding, and managing interrelated process as a systems, contribute to the organization's effectiveness and efficiency in achieving its objectives. So, then principles of continual improvement, optimal efficiency, and complete user satisfaction does not happen in a day. Your libraries should continually find ways to improve the processes and adapt your products and services as user needs shift. As a professional stated, the other TQM principles should help your business keep the eye towards continual improvement. Now, seventh point is that fact-based decision making, analysis and data gathering lead to better decision based on the available information. So, making information informed decisions leads to a better understanding and customers your market. It is very important communication. Everybody in your organization needs to be aware of plans, strategies, and methods that will be used to achieve the goal. There is a greater risk of failure if you don't have a good communication plan. That is the most important. Two elements, and then I'll discuss on the elements of total quality of management. In the implement the TQM in a library, it requires some elements to be followed to maintain the quality of services. Continuous improvement. To have a quality in library output and services, the librarian should adopt an approach of Kaizen theory that leads to continuous improvement in the systems in a library management. Focus on users' expectations. Right resources to the right time, right moment. What is the Ranganathan has said, and books, e-books, journals, any journals should be available in that way. Developing quality measurement systems. We want to improve ourselves. We should first identify where we are and what we are doing to achieve the quality. So these are the importance. Then fourth point, root cause identification. User dissatisfaction is a symptom of poor quality of library services. However, the real cause of these problems are usually hidden and difficult to implement, difficult to identify. The real cause may be poor techniques or insufficient training to identify. This because we use the techniques, tools like statistical processes, control, and brainstorming. Then developing a communication systems. In order to satisfy user, librarians must be aware of users liking and disliking. For this purpose, a good communication system must be developed, and that can give us up-to-date information about the users. There should be a good relationship between the users and the library staffs to improve the communication systems. Suggestions and feedback systems is very useful for each library. Online feedback system should be in the library website. Then 6, employees motivation. If I do not motivate the employee, there will be no services. One of the important questions of facing to the librarians, how to motivate the library staff. Library should allow his staff to be motivated and them to work towards quality improvement of the library, and then training for quality. We have to be continuous giving the training, because until unless we give a continuous training, the library staffs will not be up to date in the new systems. So libraries are service institutions, and librarians are the head of the such institution. Each and every librarian need to be trained in a quality management objectives and tools, so that they have a good understanding of the work. That is only a training program that will give library staff real understanding of the reason behind the process of their work, and can help to improve the quality library services. So the elements of TQM, number 8 point, performance of the superiority. Performance superiority refers to the provide valued and in time information to the users. Be user centered. So Mahatma Gandhi said that a customer is not an interruption of our work. He is the very purpose of it. Every library has a number of users. They may be students, faculty members, non-teaching staff, management trustees, all other users rely on the work in the library to get their information, books, journals, e-resources. Needs to be satisfied to the users. Listen to the users and acquire the knowledge how to respond to the appropriately to the students, faculty, and members. Listening to the users focuses a major part of the success of each librarian. So then number 10, doing with the planning. This reveals that library must have plan, must define the process to point there where the services is provided to users are exactly planned. So during this with the right things, the element emphasizes on the importance of ensuring the things that are to be done in the library, which add to the value and importance to the final output. Whatever the librarian feels to be things and is on the be done, achieve some good results. And that would be done on priority basis to achieve the desired goals of library. All libraries should do the things well so that they can add value to the user's point of view. This is a very, very important part of the things. Types of quality, product-based quality, adoption of a systematic processing and profile based on quality. This type of quality is essential for this. So correct data entry in the library software systems. So correct quality, user-based quality. We have to see that how user-based quality, there's a student feedback about the library and its services. Then we can think about that types of quality, output-based quality. What kind of output have seen? Output-based quality of library management can be measured by verifying how the output and services to library are completed with the design of work and presented laid down, and then prescribe the time for issuing a book are to be designed perfectly to save the time of the students, users, and the staff. So that is the most important part of the environment of a library of these citizen correlations. And then we have is quality functions deployment. Quality functions deployment is a method for translating customer needs into engineering and specifications for a period product or services. It was developed in Japan in the 1960s and became popular in the United States in the 1980s. So quality difference programs. 5 components of the quality services: responsiveness, willingness to help library users with prompt service. Timeliness is the crucial for quality information service. Reliability. Library users have confidence and trust that information delivered to them is accurate and current, and reference service, email, etc. Availability. Technology-based services must be available where users want to use them. Example, opaque services and web internet services, etc. Then hearing, that the library staff is able to provide friendly and personalized attention to each user's information and outlet from the library office is environmental friendly. We have to see that how environment library should provide proper learning environment to its users. Continuous maintenance of computer systems and equipment should be our priority. And then the quality functions is development is identify customer needs. So link customers' needs for design parameters, uses a matrix of the link customers attributes to design the parameters. Then priorities needs. QFD helps prioritize customers' needs based on their importance and customer preference. Document the process. Leaves behind the detailed record of the inputs, analysis, trade-offs, and prioritization decision made, because that's why we say that authority file should be maintained in the library. Then house of quality is a matrix diagram that helps companies understand how to meet customer requirements when planning a product or services. It's a very key tool in quality function deployment. It's a methodology that aims to make the customer's needs the priority when designing or improving the product. So, steps involved in the building the HOQ quality product. There is a query is how to devise the house of quality of the product. Steps involved house of quality for the product. Identify the customer's requirement, determine the technical descriptions, assess the relationship between the requirements and descriptors, evaluate correlations between the descriptors, conduct comparative assessments to indicate what needs to be done with an attribute. You can use symbols like up arrows, down arrows, and circles. So, up arrows can be attribute needs to be increased, down arrow, the attribute needs to be decreased, circles, a target or value is seized. Incorporating technical benchmarking in HU. The house of quality is the key tool for integrate technical benchmarking into your SCQ. So, research technical aspects, identify critical characteristics, compare with the industry leaders, set targets and prioritize, create a matrix with weight characteristics, plot current and desired performance, involve a cross-functional team, continuously update for improvement. So these are the things. So in summary, we say that house of quality control is that framework which facilitates alignment of customers' requirements with a technical specification and competitive benchmarks. And it is an essential tool for achieving quality excellence in a project and product development process. By incorporating technical and competitive benchmarking into the HQ, organizations can identify areas for improvement, set clear performance targets, and maintain competitiveness, ensuring that their products or services not only meet but often surpasses industry standards. Reliability, HOQ framework, which facilitates the alignment customer requirements with technical specification and competitive benchmark. It is an essential tool for achieving quality excellence in a project and product development process. By incorporating technical and competitive benchmarking into HCQ, organizations can identify areas for improvement, set clear performance targets, and maintain competitiveness, ensuring that their products or services not only meet but often surpass industry standards. Now we will discuss with the 5S. 5S concepts is a prominent place as one of the basic tools to enhance the quality of the workplace. It is the acronym of the 5 Japanese words, denotes the step-to-step by approach, developing a clean and well-organized workplace. Term workplace could mean the shop floor, office, manager's desk, garage, store, or any other place. It is more than housekeeping. 5S is a very popular in Japan and is becoming common in other countries too. A well-organized workplace provides a healthy and safe work environment and also improves productivity by reducing time for locating tools and materials and damage to the materials, etc. So, 5S concepts is a prominent place and one of the basic tools to enhance the quality and workplace. It is an acronym of the 5 Japanese words, denotes, and 5S is popular, and then a well-designed implementation is there. So 5S represents 5 actions terms. However, these aspects should be become very. One is that seiri. Seiri is a of the Japanese word, and there is a short. We can say this denotes actions to identify and sort out all the items into necessary and unnecessary items and discard all unnecessary items from the shop floor. So this one, and then the straighten is a term, and that means straighten. This is the process of arranging all necessary items in an organized manner so that no time is lost in finding them. So right time, right user finding it involves deciding place of everything and keeping everything in its place. Then say so is a sign that this is the process of cleaning the workplace thoroughly to remove all dust, oil, roots, etc., and waste from the machines, floors, and walls. And then many times cleaning is leads to the discovery potential problems such as loose nuts, leakage of water, etc., etc. And then the Sekitosu is a standardized. This means maintaining a high standard for workplace, organizations, and housekeeping at all times by representing SEDI. And then Sitsuke, sustain. This denotes the self-discipline and acquired by practicing. Four S's are continuously, spontaneously, and willing to make them part in daily life. So these are the things of 5 A's. So the three pillars of 5 A's is that many think that 5 A's is a working philosophy. There are three pillars on which its implementation is dependent upon the first pillar is to be focused upon the disciplined work environment. The purpose of the 5 A's activities terms must transform in the quality of human behavior. In a nutshell, the goal is to see that everyone abides by the rules once these rules are defined. And then the key of the next step is the second step, making a clean work environment, is to clean the smallest elements of the work environment and equipment that have either never been cleaned or have been ever been thoroughly cleaned, and to get these things rid of all originals. Then third pillar is the 5S is the creation of work, that environment that can be managed by seeing by idea, popularity referred to as a management by observation, MOP, what I stated earlier. By improving upon these ways to identify abnormal conditions, quickly steps occasions. So what are the Juran trilogy? Joseph and Juran probably the most celebrated in US except the quality of assurance. He is well known for his monumental nearly 1900 pages of textbook, quality control handbook and other writings, and his contribution to the quality achievements of Japanese industry. His lectures and training courses conducted by the Juran then Institute thoroughly at the world throughout the world. So, what is the Juran trilogy? Juran trilogy is that the traditional approach to quality at that time was based on the quality control, but today the trilogy has become basis for the most of the quality management best practices around the world. In essence of the Juran trilogy is a universal way of thinking about the managing or quality leadership. It fits all functions, all levels, and all products and services. So what is the Juran trilogy in the quality of planning by design? Three pillars: the universal design, quality planning, quality by design, quality control, process control, and regulatory quality improvement, lean six sigma. And these are the things the Juran trilogy. You can see that how the Juran trilogy has done the structures you people can identify. Then zero defects. Zero defects. These are the numerous people engaged in large number of activities related to the marketing, design, manufacturing, distribution, etc., who contribute to make a product. That is a operating principles. Crosby argues that if management is serious about the achieving JD, zero defects, then it has to be serious about the prevention. There should be a reflect. The quality means conformance of the requirement. Quality comes from the prevention. Quality performance standards is a zero defects. Quality measurement, that is to be most important in price. Then Six Sigma principles. The Six Sigma principles is the moderate, then zero defect is the principle philosophical, then Crosby explained. So all these things theory we have been taking. Six Sigma principle is that step one, identify the product you create or service to provide. Steps two, identify the customers. Step three, identify your needs to provide the product or services. Then step, define the process for doing the work. Mistake proof. Step 5, step 6, ensure continuous improvement. Many other cycles that are bigger. So then comes the re-engineering concept. It was only during 1980s Western management got convinced to the effect of these processes. A process of the convicts inputs, outputs, usefulness of the papers, concept of the quality according to the Trumpy business process representatives is a fundamental rethinking of the radical redesign of the business processes to achieve dramatic improvements in the critical and contemporary measures of performance such as cost, quality, services, and speed. So these are things we have to know. Then re-engineering, information technology has been extremely used to modify business process. Often major modification is required to be made as to ensure delivery of the quality goods. Then such as major changes of business process. According to Hermer and Sharmani, business process reengineering, BPR is the fundamental rethinking of radical redesign of business process and contemporary measures, services and products. Then Taguchi's thoughts of quality. Taguchi, a Japanese electrical engineer, by training accredited to have made several continuous in a management. Taguchi designed on of experiment. The Indian Statistical Institute 1950s and later applied these methods in a very creative manner to improve the products and process design. Taguchi contribution may be classified under the following: the loss functions, robust design, simplified industrial statistical requirements. So Taguchi, or Japanese electrical engineer training Taguchi studied on the statistical Taguchi contribution may be considered as functions simplified. And now I come to the summary of my presentation is that introduction. I have said the definition of the TQM, a management approach that focuses on the continuous improvement and customer satisfactions. Then principles of TQM, customers focus, undermining thus improvement, regulatory and continuous movement, and the evaluating then performing employees empowerment, then the process of approach, managing process of approach, then application of the TQM in the library information center, user-centered service, collection development, information literacy, service quality evaluation, benefits of the TQM in the library centers, improved user satisfactions, increased efficiency, enhanced staff morale, better decision making, and then the challenges and the limitations, resistance to change, limited resources, measurement sources. So TQM offers a framework for libraries and information center to improve services and user satisfaction. By adopting TQM principles, library can become more user-centered, efficient and effective services. So my conclusion, TQM is a certainly offers an excellent opportunity for the library and information professionals sectors. Therefore, the application of the TQM in libraries provide vital link to the management decision makers. Further, the staff becomes proactive. Thus, the TQM has been will continue to be an issue of strategic importance to the librarianship and will remain as an integral part of the profession. So, to implement the TQM, the librarian should adopt Kaizen theory. He should focus on the user satisfaction. Dr. Ranganathan's 5 laws library services. Librarian must be developed a good communication skills, training for quality user essential library services. So I have delivered some of the short questions is what is the benchmark, what are the different types, classify the benchmark, exploring the concept of Six Sigma, consider the role of hypothesis, and discuss the Jordan's concept, what is the cost, all of things have been discussed. I have also given some of the MCQs with the answer keys. Then that is the what is the primary focus of the total quality management, like improving the customer satisfaction, which of the following key principles of TQM in library science, the prevention of the defects through continuous improvement. Then the MCQ, what is the role of library staff in TQM? That is also to identify the areas of improvement and particular in decision making. Which TQM tool is used to identify the priorities problems, the Plato, etc. Pareto chart. These are the things I have given. Then what are the ultimate goals of TQM in libraries? That also that's to contribute a continuous improvement and customer satisfaction. I have given a reading a long list. All of you can read all this list of this and which I've also used. I hope this lecture will give you a good outcome of this. And please, any comments you need, please send us. Thank you very much.